Human history is full of records of thousands of remarkable personalities who set their lives as example for the future generations. You may find among them mighty emperors holding their magnificent courts, great army generals, serene thinkers, and solemn philosophers, intimidating conquerors, poets lost in their dream world, and the rich surrounded by their treasures and luxuries. The life of each one of these has a special glamour and a tremendous appeal for the ordinary folk. Be it Hanibal of Carthage, Alexander of Macedonia, Caesar of Rome, Darius of Persia, or Nepolian of France, all of them hold a special fascination for common people. Similarly, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Diogenes, and other Greek philosophers like them, along with Spencer and their likes, have an attraction of their own. Nimrod and Pharoah, Abu Jahal and Abu Lahab stand out in a different way. Qaroon or Korah shows yet another aspect of human life. In short, there are hundreds of different kinds of examples for the ordinary human being to follow, but of all these various types, which one can guarantee a peaceful and happy life and show the way to eternal salvation? Among these examples, which one deserve to be followed? There are conquerors and great leaders of men who changed the shape of the world with the might of their swords, but did they leave anything behind for the well-being of humanity? Their glory was limited to the battlefield alone, and they failed to free humanity from the grip of superstition and evil thoughts. They could never solve the complex problems of human relationship. Did they leave any plan for the progress of human civilization? Did they have any answers for our spiritual problems, our miseries and despair? Did they set any guidelines for building a noble human character bearing high morals? This world of ours has produced numerous great poets too, but these rulers of the world of fancy have utterly failed in the practical world of reality. Therefore, Plato would have no use for them in his ideal republic. Since Homer to the present time, what have they contributed to solving human problems? They have only supplied a momentary gratification of certain human emotions and created a fanciful world of unreal pains and pleasures. They have failed to leave a healthy impact on human life because their sweet and fancy words are not backed by actual deeds. They are insincere. They preach what they do not practice. They lack a serious purpose in life. Therefore, they wander in the world created by their own imagination. If they had faith and sincerity of purpose, they would leave some impact on life. However, they cannot carry the burden of showing the light of guidance to the whole world. The history of the world bears witness to this fact. Great thinkers and philosophers who have changed the course of life several times over and who have put forth brilliant theories to explain the riddle of life have failed to offer any practical and realistic solutions for human problems. They have failed to lighten the burden of humanity because their deep and subtle theories were not accompanied by any practical examples for the ordinary people to follow. Aristotle was the founder of the philosophy of ethics. His philosophy is still the subject of many brilliant lectures in universities all over the world, and he paid tribute to his lofty ideas in ethical philosophy. But realistically speaking, how many people gave up their evil ways and came to the right path because of him? Today, in every university of the world, you will find great professors and teachers of ethics, but their knowledge and influence is limited to the boundary walls of their schools, because when they come out in practical life, they are no different from ordinary human beings. Man is not made by words alone. Actions speak louder. On the stage of this world, great kings and powerful rulers have made their appearance too. They have had absolute control over vast empires. They have plundered and dominated whole nations of the world. They have devastated some countries and built others. They have degraded one nation and raised the other, snatching from one and giving to the other. Although the terror of their sword forced criminals to escape into underworld, they were utterly helpless in wiping out crimes. They were able to establish superficial peace and security in towns and streets, but they had no peace to offer to the human hearts. They established law and order in their countries, but the spiritual kingdom remained beyond their reach. In fact, all kinds of spiritual devastation and moral decay took root in their royal courts and then spread all over the world. Did despots like Alexander or Caesar leave a heritage for human beings to be proud of? This world has seen great lawmakers too, like Solon, an Athenian poet and statesman of the 7th century BC, known for his legal reforms, but their laws did not last long and their followers could not find the secret to the purification of human heart. The following generations found their laws unsuitable for the needs of their time and rather incompatible with their own selfish interests. So those laws were repealed and replaced by other laws in the name of public welfare and reform. Does the situation look any different in our own times? In our age of modern civilization, parliaments and legislative assemblies are formed, which make one law today only to be replaced by another tomorrow, usually not for the welfare of the public but to serve those in power.